once again, as soon as I press record, the noise starts. It doesn't be one sound until I come around. Like a bunch of mannequins standing there not doing nothing until somebody come along for them to put on the show for. But anyway, I'm going to put this note down regardless of what they're doing in the background. Same people, same thing as last time. Alright, anything you hear, it's them. Alright, now, I'm standing here looking out into the golf course. You know, it's always a park or something. Now, people are constantly coming to me with that heal the lame thing. I heard about you. Heal me, heal me. You know, all the fakes in the world and all the doctors and all the crap. Guy comes by. People pass by me all day with different things, right? Guy comes by with Crohn's disease. And I say, what? This should have been eradicated 20, 30 years ago. They've been able to cure this. Why are they letting this man walk around all humped over like this? They spent their whole existence. Part of their reasons for all this lie is to cover the fact that they used to be like that, right? In caves, sometimes the roof was low. Sometimes you was crawling like an animal. That's what they don't show you. They show these big old caves look like a 4-bedroom home. When some of them was in these things they had to crawl in, couldn't stand up, couldn't do nothing. That's why they had problems. But listen to what I'm saying. Here's the deal with Crohn's. Crohn's is curable with your mind, okay? When something is going wrong in your body, it has a controller. You know, the brain, it has a controller. All right? When something is not working right, it's sending the wrong signal, okay? And it's receiving the wrong signal, okay? Now, the wrong signal is going to a body part. It's going to do something else. Even your cells obey your brain, all right? You can make them dance and do what you want to. Just like you can make your pecs twitch, all right? Or your butt cheeks. What you're not developed or evolved enough to do yet is to make you control your blood. Blood bending, as in Avatar the Last Airbender and all of that. To be able to control your kidneys. There's those. You see them. They control their heartbeat. They control their breathing. So far, every attempt to control a part of us, we've achieved it. The only ones we haven't achieved is the ones we haven't attempted. All right? We've attempted. People have controlled their eyes, their ears, their heart, their lungs. I control every muscle in my body, which looks like I control every bone too, because the muscles are controlling the bones. All right? So when you get down to a cellular level, this is still possible. What makes you not able to control your cells the way that you control your hand? You have no picture in your brain to work with. That's the universal language, pictures, all right? Everything looks the same in every land, all right? It isn't called the same thing, okay? That's where the confusion is. Everything is the same thing in someone's mind, but when you start talking, it turns into something else, all right? It turns from a cat to a gato, all right? But in your mind, both people are seeing the same thing. But it's something else when we start talking. Talking is messing us up. It's like you could see that like the nose on your face for the longest. Think about it. Think about how many problems and how much of this crap is tied back to talking. That if we didn't speak, what wouldn't happen? Let's get back to the point. All diseases, all physical ailments, even the ability to grow a limb back is within your capabilities of your mind by way of your brain. Now, you not knowing your body, then you don't know there's no such thing as the brain. But this area up there, that's why I always say the mind instead of the brain. There is no such thing. There's a bunch of things inside your skull, just as like there's a bunch of things inside your chest cavity that you keep calling your stomach. Oh, every time something hurts down there, my stomach hurts. And you know in your mind somewhere, it's full of all kinds of things. Kidney, spleen, liver, all these things. Why do you ignore them things like they don't exist when you're thinking about yourself? Why is it you don't picture them at all? You just, some big balloon bag inside of you called the stomach. There's nothing else there. That's what you picture in your head. It's only when it starts hurting that you, oh, my heart. Yeah, okay, so you got a stomach and a heart in there. And then I can't breathe, my lungs. So in the average person's mind, the only thing inside of them are their stomach, their heart, and their lungs. And the only other thing that gets mentioned on a regular basis where they have glimpses of it is the kidney. You have to get ill to become aware of your part. Something has to be wrong with your liver for you to think about it. That's not efficient. You can't drive a car. I'm going to tell you who drives a car best. A mechanic. Not a race car driver. The best driver is a mechanic. All right? A real one. And so, because he knows the vehicle better. He knows the instrument better than anyone. A race car driver knows how to drive. He's dependent on this guy. So he isn't the top of the game. The game doesn't, without a race driver, or if you don't have a race driver, you just replace him. You don't have your mechanic, it's over. The race isn't going to happen. You can't just replace him. So you need to have mechanic knowledge of your car. See, that's what your body is. It's your vehicle, all right? The space around you. So I refer to my body and your body as a spacecraft, okay? It is your vehicle to move around in which the space in which you exist in. It is a spacecraft, not a body. I don't even know what that is. Some made-up crap, like the back. You do know that there's no body part called the back, right? That each of these muscles and bones have names and none of them are called the back. It's some ludicrous thing in your programming that is wrong. People are always trying to stab me in my front. Would be the other thing. See how crazy that sounds? Every time I turn around, people are stabbing me in my front. That's what you say when you say they're stabbing you in your back. There's no such thing as the back. There's no such thing as the brain. This is all crapola from people experimenting on you, trying to learn off of you. Taking out things they didn't know what it was for. They removed my appendix when I was 6 years old, and I know at the time they had no idea what it does. Caused me much sickness in my life. You know what the appendix does? It does the same thing. That's how I know someone once knew. And they're lying about not knowing what it was and that it did nothing. Because they named it right. It does the same thing that the appendix in a book. It's the place where all the waste, it's your depository for infection and germs. And without an appendix, you're going to be prone to infection and germs. It has nowhere to store them. That's what it's for. Everything's left over from everything. Doesn't get shit out. Okay? This pocket overflow and all of this. Anyway, the key is you don't know yourself, so you don't know that where your mind is. Your mind, you think your mind is in a fictional thing called the brain. How can your mind be in your brain if there's no such thing as the brain? So, which one of these organs in your head which hemisphere, which is it in the cerebellum? Where is your mind? Your mind is not in you. You are in your mind. I know that escapes your comprehension and your ability, even visualization. No, it doesn't. Back up. The halo around that, the aura that you've been told about and shown, that's you. The body that you've been told is you is nothing but a puppet inside of you. See, your puppetry has always been reversed. Somebody manipulating something from the outside. It's still like that. Only you permeate through you. Through your body, you surround your body and you permeate through your body. Your body is inside of you, okay? It is inside your mind. It's not an aura. That's you, okay? And it's a puppet that you can do whatever you want with inside of you once you picture it right, okay? But you can't picture it right if you're thinking your mind is some little dot inside of you. A spark, like you a transformer or something. A little light inside of my brain. My brain is my mind. No one told you what a mind was. It's the only way you could think that by mistake. Is no one told you what a brain was or mind was. And the reason they didn't tell you what a brain was because there is no such thing. You should study anatomy. Your framework is filled with something that is all connected into one piece. But in order to understand you, it had to be dissected. Okay? Just like your life and your behavior. In order to why would something, the only things people are studying are things they want to manipulate and control. You can check it out. It's the only thing they're studying. The things they want to manipulate and control. So, that's why you're being studied. And there's always sympathizers and sellouts. If we were took over by some other race of beings, there would be those who helped them. Those who sold you out. Looking to get some special favors or benefits. When they kill everybody, they're not going to kill me. I'm in with them. Sound familiar? Sound familiar to kissing up the brown nose and sound familiar? To brag about being in with a group? Like, hey, you made it, you successful because you're in with them? Wow. I've seen that somewhere before. So, mind over matter includes mind over muscle. I've just about mastered it, but I can't call it that because every time I reach what I think is the top, next year it isn't the top anymore. I went a lot further. So to say you mastered something and then next year you're better, you hadn't mastered it. It just felt like that. You know the most you've ever known about it. That's the comfort place where you won't feel bad later. I know more about this than I ever have. The hell with giving it a title. Just call it what it is. These titles are misleading, self-defeating. So, you don't have anything wrong with you. The solution is not in the hospital. It's not in drugs. You know what drugs are, right? Some people say, oh, they're on drugs. I don't take drugs. Oh, no more drugs, no more drugs. What are drugs? You know what drugs are? Drugs are the juice from some plant, dehydrated, powderized. There's some magical thing they made up somewhere. Drugs are nothing but plants. Matter of fact, everything that isn't a mineral, okay, listen, everything comes from plants. Everything you got, rubber, everything you have is made from plants. The drugs, the food, the everything, okay? It's a mind fuck. Got you thinking this is some mystical powder in a pill. But no, it's the juices from several plants dried out. It's several plants dried out and put inside of a plant that they made a polymer from. That little plastic coating that you're outside your pill, it comes from a plant too. That's why it's digestible. Okay? And these are not drugs or pills. That's what I'm telling you. That's not a fence or a door or a baseball bat. It's just a dead piece of tree. These aren't drugs or pills. They are plants. Somewhere that you don't know. Then gave it renamed it. Just like calling it a border or a fence. You don't call it a tree no more. Once they kill it, they call it a chair. You know, what I'm simply saying is these aren't drugs or pills. These are plants. Plants you can grow in your backyard. While you're thinking, oh, they have medicine. I gotta go to them. I don't know nothing about medicine. I can't help myself. Oh, doctor, please. You can read the same books he read and check out all the same stuff they're studying about you that they check out. You can grow the same stuff in your backyard. You can squeeze the same. Matter of fact, the juices is better for you. They only powder it because it's easier to manufacture and handle and distribute and market than the juice. It looks more deceptive. If they sold you little vials of juice, your mind would click, hey, I could squeeze a plant. What I need them juice for, I get my own juicer. And you're not paying attention to the vegans who trying to tell you. They're freaks. Weirdos. Don't eat meat. They don't eat death. No one trying to stay alive in its sane mind is going to be consuming death. You have to be insane to say that you're trying to stay alive and you're consuming death. And to know you are what you eat and you're eating dead stuff, then you wonder why you look old and look like you're dying, look like something dead. You eat dead flesh, you look like dead flesh. You eat chicken, you get chicken skin. You eat pig, you look like a pig. Don't blame the person pointing it out like they slandering you. You don't like it, change it. The ball's in your court. It's you. You don't like what someone's saying or how someone perceives you. You're in control of you, not them. Or change the facts. And you change what they can say. They can lie on you. That shouldn't bother you. What's bothering you is what they say is true. That's what's bothering you. So, the power to control you, heal you, transform you, clone you, and everything is within you. Why are you going to other people? Why are you standing in line for another person no more greater than you to help you? You were set up. No one told you any of this. And they'll provide you with a sack of encyclopedias. But I've seen the encyclopedias. I was raised on them. only books we had in our house. And my mom didn't answer questions. She was real intelligent. She would say one simple sentence, look it up. She wouldn't tell us anything unless she was busy and we caught her off guard. And she just wanted to get us out the way. Her response was always the same, look it up. You couldn't ask her anything. You had to go find out yourself so that you would know yourself. People could tell you anything. And their version and their description might be based on the fact that they're busy and give you the short version. You really want to know? Go look it up. You guys got it easy. All you got to do is Google it. Ask Siri. I had to go to the shelf, find the right book, open up that book, and find the right chapter and the right subject, and then read it. I didn't have something where I could push a button and it would just start reading it for me out loud, telling me what it says like I was blind and couldn't read. Eventually, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be illiterate. You're going to be illiterate from typing 2 letters and it asks you if this is the word you're spelling. You're going to be illiterate. I seen it the other day. I noticed that people wasn't reading anymore, right? All right. And I remember people seeing me reading books and say, wow, you read? People don't read no more. You still read? That's a good thing. They said this to me 20 years ago. Okay? Now I start noticing, where are you reading at? Labels? On the internet? Where's the last book you read? Now, something I swore would never happen to me. Sitting there, and then I looked over to read something, right? Why did it seem difficult? Like I was doing something physical. When there was no moving parts involved in reading, there's no muscles. Your eyes don't have muscles. That goes back to you crazy people talking about my eyes are tired. My eyes are tired, right? And it has no muscles. What's going to get tired? Your eyelids. The 2 little strands that pull them from left to right. Up and down. No. Look. Point. People are sick. People are keeping them sick as a business. You know what I'm saying? Farmers don't want everyone to have a garden. It will put them out to business. Okay? Doctors don't want a society capable of healing and treating themselves. They're held as the elite, like ancient priests, the doctor and the lawyer. If both them people let you know this is a farce, the law ain't worth the paper it's written on, and that the medical industry is a joke, they would have a long way to fall, because they were upheld as be a doctor, be a lawyer. That's the ultimate thing you could be. And they were given the big bucks to back it up. They're both, all the biggest money makers are all shams. The insurance business, the method by most millionaires and billionaires got that way. Besides real estate, which is another sham. You can't stick a stick in someone's land and claim it. Insurance is betting someone is going to happen to you, and you're betting them that it's not. In order for you to win, you have to lose by getting hurt, by something happening to you. That's the only way you can win is to lose? Wow. So you're betting something's going to happen to you, and if nothing happens to you, they just keep your money. They don't put it. It ain't like you putting the money somewhere in a medical insurance where if something happens to you, it's going to pay for it like they're claiming. It's you keep paying. It doesn't build up and accumulate. Where you now got $1 million to cover yourself. It doesn't work like that. It's a con game. Some fool. You know how you know it's a con game? Think back. If you can't think back far enough because you're young, go watch the old movies. And remember, because a movie is old don't mean it's good, not good, or spectacular. Always remember that. People keep like, oh, that's old. Oh, don't think so. Mafias, gangsters, thugs, criminals. What is it that they sold the people in their neighborhood besides drugs? Protection. It was called insurance. You wouldn't want anything to happen to you, would you? You wouldn't want yourself to accidentally fall over and break, would you? We look after you. Make sure nothing happens to you. It's the insurance game brought out to you where you could see it. So criminals are doing the same thing to these guys, and this is on the up and up. Think about it. You gonna give someone your money because you're paranoid something might happen to you? And if nothing happens to you, they just keep your money? A stranger? Wow. And if something happens to you, they cover it. They don't give you your money back like the deal says. The deal says, you're giving me this money in case something happens to you, you're covered. They fix your car. I don't care if the car repair only costs $2,500 and you done gave them $25,000, $250,000 in your life. They pay $2,500 and not give you a dime more. It's a con game. All the biggest money makers are con games. People selling you land. Where the land factory at? Where's the land store? Where did they make this land to sell you? Where did they even... They don't have the right to sell you the ore that they dig up out of the land. Nor the diamonds, nor the oil, nor nothing. Land cannot belong to a man. It creates this thing that you all scared of from the coronavirus. What do they call it? Population control? That's what that kind of thing leads to. Man thinking he own or control the land. There's not enough land for that. Have you counted the people? There's not enough land for one man to own 100,000 acres. And these people over here are stacked up 20 stories high. No yards, front, back, or side. You know why people want this country? Same reason creatures want this world. Think about it. Think about the congestion in China. We got 6 billion people on the planet, and most of them are there in their land. And we're over here walking around with acres to ourselves. Oh man, we're being invaded. Every day, hordes of people are coming through the gate, and the space is getting smaller. And this man is still trying to have 1,000,000 acres to himself. He can't even stand on 4x4 square. It's smaller than that. Utilizing 1,000,000 acres to the benefit of everyone else is one thing. Just having it to look out over the North 40, come on now. Can't allow that. You can get mad, say it don't seem right because your idea of right been taught to you for a long time. Your idea of right is wrong. Your idea of right said that people from elsewhere could come over here to where my ancestors were and been since the great disaster. You know what the great disaster is, right? I'm going to tell you this way, even though there's a totally different story and explanation for that. Remember, because I don't want you to feel like I lied to you, because I'm trying to keep the new scenario, is when when the puzzle broke. You know, how you see how this land fits together with that land like a puzzle? We were in both lands. And what you don't know, it didn't just fit together on this side. It fit together on the other side. Now, what does that look like? It looked like someone squeezed the water up under them and they broke apart. They tried to make it curved over water, and they snapped apart on both sides of our continent. So, over here you're calling my people Africans. Over here they were known as what's referred to them as the Exians, because you don't have no idea who the Shang dynasty is. And the people you're calling Asians, name starts with an X, not an A. And over here you're going to call them Native Americans. These are all the same people who were living in the same land till it broke apart. So when whoever came and pulled this great mindfuck missed that fact. When they went to replacing people, it looks Mitch-Mac. It looks Mitch-Match. The people in Texas are supposed to look like the people on the edge of that continent over there. And on the other side of China, they're supposed to, on both sides, they're supposed to look like the Native American. Both sides that were snapped off. But the impersonators screwed up. And I can show how they screwed up and how they don't belong and they're not who they say they are. That's what I'm talking about. We'll see later. It's going to come either when you can handle it or when I realize I can't even tell you the second point. But right now, the only thing that matters is you can't stick a stick in someone's land and say that it's yours. Can I come over your house and stick my stick in your front yard and claim it? What's the difference? Can I come and kill you and take your house? What's the difference? Come and put chains on your whole family, put you in the backyard, sewing in things, laborers. What's the difference? You welcome me in to your home because I'm tired traveler and you're being nice. I'm sick, you heal me up. You hook me up with your daughter. I have a child. I start teaching your daughter my ways. I start teaching her not to do your ways. I start teaching my child my ways. Start teaching them against your ways. My child's different than your children. My child's outcasted because of that. I'm going to take my wife and my child and I'm moving out. My wife and my family, we're not fucking with y'all. Then when the other people come like me, I'm going to tell them all of your secrets and betray you. So in the middle of the night, they can capture you, defeat you, enslave you. And then I'm going to take my child and I'm going to replace you in the scheme of things. Child's a lot like lighter complexion, but who's going to know? There is no one here. There's no witnesses. We're killing all the witnesses. And it's funny. I keep hearing guns cocking and clicking aimed at the European. It's just funny that no one checked the names of the original. No one checked what language Columbus and Santa Maria and Pinta is. No one checked the roster and see who was on those ships and what was their names. No one is looking at the name California, Los Angeles, Sacramento. No one looking at what language California is named in. These people something was done to them where they don't remember. And those who did it messed up because now they're taking the blame for their crimes. You dummied them down where they don't look like they could be responsible for this when they started it. And you took them out too. Yeah, the wars with the Spanish, the Mexican wars, all that. Don't forget, win or lose, he's still a hero over there. So they don't see you as good guys. They know what went down. And you could tell all the people living now that they're a bunch of misfits trying to sneak into America. But that lie's been killed. This is the United States. This isn't America. There's North America, Central America, South America. And they're in there. Mexico is in America. You went too far with the lies. And check this out. We aren't America. We're the United States. All of this is America. When the voting process go down, I'll be amazed sitting here looking at all these liars. Talking about the American people, and the American people want this, and the American people, and America. When they are the United States, they are not the American people. Their statement implies people way down in Brazil. You speaking for the people in Brazil too? How come they don't get a voter's ballot in the American election? They're in America. How come the people in Central America don't get to vote? They're in America if it's an American election. It's not an American election. It's the United States election. You're not the Americans. You're United Statians or something. See what kind of this is? Everywhere you look, it's just lies and crazy. The whole thing. The whole thing was like somebody got high and made it up. And when you sober up, it don't look like such a good job. Yeah, you be thinking you're the creative genius when you're high. I used to think that too. I had a nerve condition that was agitated and activated by the very thing I was getting high off of, marijuana. But it gave me such a brain buzz, I thought I was doing better. Didn't realize that I was trembling, shaking like I had Tourette syndrome. It had to look like a robot who was freezing to death. That was a trip. I'm still recovering from that. Years of doing that. You think a harmless drug would cause you short-term memory loss if marijuana was so harmless? How can something that make you forget that you're holding a damn cigarette and just open your fingers and let it go to the ground be safe? Wow. That's brain damage. What they're telling you is safe is the fact that it's slight damage that heals in an hour or two, whenever it is that your high go down. So that stuff had me high all day means it really damaged your brain bad, and it took all day to heal. Quit bragging about it. It versus the other drugs, they kill your brain cell. It doesn't heal, it doesn't come back, it's gone. That's why you feel like it's the better one. There's going to be a way to get rid of all this stuff almost instantly. It's going to be scared, like a leap of faith or something, right? But imagine trying to do it yourself. You don't have enough life left. If you could do it manually yourself, it would take you more days than you have left. I had to do something. So there's going to be a way to fix your mind. What there's not going to be a way to make you trust it. There's no way to do that. I know how safe it is. My orientation, my programming, my gut, as you say, still won't let me trust it. I'm leery, and it's my creation, which makes me even more leery because I'm not God. I don't care what people say. And I don't know everything, and I haven't figured out everything. They confuse a lot with something that they imply is most. It ain't even most things. I haven't even figured out most things. Just a lot. I have no intentions on figuring out everything. I figure out what I figure out. I'm planning on you helping out. So I bring you up to where I'm at. And just like always, the children are going to take it further. And hopefully I'm alive for them to bring it back to me again, like I've always done. I teach people things in life. They go and put twist on it and advance it. And when they do it, it's like I teach a kid how to dance. He takes what I taught him and expands it. I take the expansion and my repertoire grows. Now I got more to teach the next kid. Well, I'm the same way with these mental notes. I can't do everything. I can't think of everything. And I can't be the only one. That's not enough. So when I say sigh S-Y, save yourself. Now you know what it implies. Sound like a good, cool slogan at first. Now you know the power is within your mind. You don't need no equipment or anything. So stop the insanity. You know about stop, right? You got that note. Stopping that has been part of the mind fuck. Alright? It's been played up as one of the hardest things in the world to do. The truth is, it's the easiest thing to do. Okay? In order to stop, it don't take any muscles, any equipment. It don't take no money. It don't take no education. It don't take no 12-step program. Alright? It doesn't take anything to stop. Alright? No energy. It doesn't take anything to stop. It is the easiest, simplest thing to do. Matter of fact, all you have to do is nothing in order to stop. It's not even doing something. That's how you know it's a mind fuck. In your mind, they got stopping. Stopping? Like it's an action. When it's the absence of action. Just stop doing things and you'll stop. Quit doing and you'll stop. You don't have to try to stop. Try to stop. Like you're running so fast, you're going to have to give stopping some thought. If you stop too fast, you're going to go tumbling. You're going to crash. You're going to break something. Come on, man. Come on, girl, woman, child. All this, everything in the mental notes can be given to an individual, human being, whatever you want to call them, by the time they reach the 6th grade. What a crime. What a really crime. So, the people listening to this note, this is how bad it was before. And now you see how it happened. So now you know, okay, the notes, before the notes, were the notes. The world before the notes were the notes. The notes changed the world where the notes aren't true anymore. That was the purpose of the notes. To make the notes. To change what's in the notes. To not be a people not aware of these things. To not be doing insane things. To put all the life-saving things in place. That's what the notes is for. They're not for the notes to stand and be immortal forever. No, to the contrary. I should eliminate, the notes should eliminate your need for the notes. Listening to these notes should eventually add up to you no longer need to listen to the notes. So, don't wait till you get sick to want to be healthy. And don't put your life in the hands of someone who don't have anything to lose if you die. We have the strategies, we have the inventions, we have the techniques, we have everything. But remember, only these notes are for free. It takes, in this system, what this system asked. Not my fault, your fault. Alright? If you were willing to just contribute to your own survival, I wouldn't have to do things and charge people for things to save you and me and myself and my mind. if people was like, okay, he's trying to save us all, let's pitch in. Because it's crazy to charge people, to save their life. But that's the way the world is set up. First responders have to get paid. Okay, the fire department have to get paid. If you save yourself, you don't have to pay. Quit acting like taxes is your money someone's taking from you. Like you just gonna take their stuff for free and charge them for what you do. Those streets cost money that you drive on. Those lights cost money too. Who's paying the city's PG&E? Who's paying the city's utility bill? Your taxes. It's not your money that they just taking from you. You owe more than that. It costs more to provide you with all these services than you are being charged. And people really ought to get on you about it. Don't want to pay. What if someone didn't pay you for what you do? Well, you have a problem with that. It's the wrong name, as always. It's not taxes. No one even knows what that word means. It's operating expenses. It's our cost. Can't do nothing for free, just like you. We have people to feed, just like you. Self-preservation. Okay? Remember, everybody's out to preserve their self too. Not just you. You can't kill us trying to save you.